go.
Good morning, Mr. CEO. I got the 2025 Graeter's ice cream forecast here for you today. So here we go. So for the final forecast for each month of 2025, these are the gallons of ice cream we think you should order. So for January, 700 gallons. February, another 700 gallons. March, we got 950 gallons. April, starting to get up a little higher, 1,000 gallons. May, 1,200 gallons. June, 1,400 gallons. July, 1,800 gallons. August, 2,200 gallons. September, back down to 1,700 gallons. October, 1,000 gallons. November, 950 gallons. December, 900 gallons. Now you might be like, Nathan, why so many gallons? Like, what are we doing here? What made you come to this conclusion? Well, I'm about to show you. So, how I got this forecast. We used 3 methods here. We used the naive method, the cumulative method, and the moving average method. The one that had the least amount of errors, the naive method. How I came to that conclusion? Well, I'll show you. We used Excel. If you want to zoom in, Mr. CEO, get a good look. As you can see, error calculation, those are our numbers for that. That was naive method. This is cumulative method. Those are the errors for that. And this is the moving average method. So moving average and the naive method, we started with less error on, like at the beginning of this one and more on this one, and then we smoothed out and got less on this one and more on this one with the errors. And so you might be why, okay, if it's kind of 50-50 there, why did you choose naive instead of moving average? Well, I'll show you why with the strengths and weaknesses on the next slide. So here we go. So the naive method, it's very easy to use and quick. Part of the reason why we like it so much. But the downside of that is it lacks specification and it's not good for trends or fluctuations. So trends or fluctuations, what is that? Well, that could be like a trend's going around like ice cream can hurt you, or a good trend like go buy more Graeter's ice cream, they'll give you a pony when you buy it, you know? So that can obviously alter how much ice cream in gallons you sell, you know? The cumulative average, it reduces impact of fluctuation, which is really nice. So if something fluctuates, it's not gonna like destroy what you get for gallons of ice cream to buy. But the downside to that, it responds slowly to change. We don't want that, you know, quick numbers. We'd like it quick around here. Moving average. It's really good at identifying trends and reduces fluctuation impact also, probably even more than this one. But it's slow to respond and it's limited by data size. So this right here, limited by data size, big reason why we did not choose this one, because we're only working with 12 months here, not years. So that's why we decided to go with this one instead of this one. And then this one, I didn't really mention it, but it had way more error than these two. Okay, on to the next slide. Seasonality. I'm gonna slow down here. So obviously we live in Ohio, or I live in Ohio, not sure where you're from, but we got colder months here, you know, snow, sleet, leaves fall, all that. And due to the colder months, you get less customers. And because we get less customers, we put less store hours on our store. So instead of being open from 10 to 11, we're open from 10 to 9, which limits the amount of customers, obviously, that are gonna be able to get ice cream. So that's how seasonality could get affected with weather and stuff. Now, other stuff we thought about were discounts and gifts. So obviously November, Black Friday hits. Well, we're gonna put discounts out on our app, get more people going, and for Christmas, people might get gift cards. So that's why we kept it around the 900 for November and December. Those gifts, discounts, you never know, you know. So location, obviously location's really big when counting how many gallons we should buy. So Polaris, they have about a population size of 6,000, but there's also a bunch of like small counties by that. I live in Galena, which is right next to it, probably around 6,000 also, maybe more. And then obviously, Polaris is about 10 minutes from Columbus. Columbus has 900,000 people that live in there. So why is that important? Way more customers. But also, with being near to Columbus, we have to count the competitors around us. So they're not all of them are gonna come to our store. So obviously we're not gonna get all 900,000. So that's how location affected our forecast here. All right, final changes. So like Joe Burrow here, we got more accurate numbers, you know. Joe Burrow, he's known for his accuracy, you know, with his passes. Us, we got our accuracy because we used real Graeter's numbers from 2024. And we put that in the Excel sheet, and we used that to come up with our forecast for 2025. So, you know, we called him up, like, we need more accurate numbers. Boom, Joe Burrow got those numbers. And then method change, as I mentioned before. We were gonna use the moving average method, but we decided to stick with that. So, you know, we were weighing our options here. So those were the final changes made. Oh, level of certainty. Unfortunately, Mr. CEO, I hate to say it, we're about 75% sure we did things correctly here. You know, we're new to this, so I hope you don't bash on us too much here. Why, as I said, 75 out of 100, why? Just not too confident, you know? The errors, if we got some positive numbers, we got some negative numbers, you know? Moving average and the naive method, it was kind of similar, just we weren't really 100% sure. But we really think that our forecast is accurate, just not completely confident. I hope that's okay, Mr. CEO. Thank you for coming. Thank you for hearing the forecast for next year's ice cream sales and how many gallons we should buy. I hope you have a great day. Thank you. How much time was that?